Well, how's it going? It's your friend the Gunman here from Nashville, Tennessee with my good news of the day. Thanks for joining us. Thank you so much for supporting both me and my brother, tuning in to things like this, hiring us on Cameo. We do appreciate all of your support and all of your love. That said, we want to give a little back to you, and we're going to do that today with a little spot of good news. If this is your first time here, welcome everybody. We've got a wonderful community of like-minded people who are committed to looking at life on the positive side. Now, on that note, you know what? I'm going to give you a little snippet of good news every single day. Some of it is big news. Okay, like at the beginning of the week, I talked about something called the Abraham Accord, which was a complete miracle on a global scale where the United Arab Emirates signed a peace agreement with the state of Israel. No one ever thought that was going to happen. That's cool. Today, some smaller, by scale, news, but actually, if you think about it, incredibly uplifting. Now, it's in Wayland, Michigan. There are two teenage boys that they went to a park just to kind of hang out, and they had their lunch, and they went to get up, and one of the boys felt something under his leg and found a wallet without any ID in it with $500 in it. Now, one of the kids was 13, one 14, and I've got my cheat notes because I want to get their names right because they deserve to be hailed. We've got Logan Michaud, and he's 14, and Austin Nichols. And they were faced with a conundrum. Okay, what do we do? A couple of teenage kids, no one's looking. We could split this money and go crazy with it, or we can, I don't know, tell our parents. They decided to find the closest cop they could. They walked up to a street cop and they turned in this wallet. And again, like I said, there was no ID in it, so they could have gotten away with murder if they'd wanted to. But they turned it in, and apparently there was a gentleman who had been in the park a little earlier, and his name is Jason Burkhart. And Jason Burkhart actually was his wallet. He said that he'd gone to the park to walk his dog a little earlier and had sat on that same bench, and the wallet had dropped out of his back pocket. And he was so grateful that he not only gave the kids $50 each as a reward, but the city the city there in Michigan actually designated those two little boys as the honorary citizens of the day, which is kind of cool. It became their day in their hometown. Now, it doesn't seem like that's a big deal, but a lot of times I tell my girls, and I tell anybody that'll listen, I believe this. The definition of good character is doing the right thing when no one's looking. And that's exactly the conundrum these two boys were faced with when they found this wallet loaded with cash. What do? They did the right thing when no one was looking. Now, I want you to think about this. I don't know if you've ever lost your wallet. I know I have. I've lost my wallet. I've lost my keys. Losing your wallet is a freaking drag, especially when you've got, your money in it, of course, but your ID, getting a new ID, boy, that's a drag, Your credit cards, whatever. You would always hope that if you lost your cell phone, if you lost your wallet, if you lost your car keys, that boys like these two boys would be the ones to find it and would turn it in. And I just want to let you know, in the cynical world that we live in, there are still teenage kids out there that do the right thing when no one's looking. And on that note, today, I want you to think about any opportunities you might have coming up to do the right thing, even though you're not going to get a reward, even though no one's going to recognize you for it and make it your day for the day. Doing the right thing. It's kind of cool. It still exists. On that note, lots of love. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.